The director of the Secret Service on the hot seat today thanks to unanswered questions about the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. We'll hear from a local representative on today's hearing right now on ABC 10 First News. Hello and thanks for joining us this evening. I'm Abby Haymond and you're watching ABC 10 First News. A Dallas man has died after crashing a stolen truck on US 75 in Howe just hours after he was released from the Collin County Jail. A 678-acre residential development is coming to the town of Dorchester that could increase the town's population by over 7,000%. While it's never a guarantee, officials say anytime you're near a body of water, wear your life jacket. It can increase your chances of survival by 90%. I'm here at 903 Brewers in Sherman, and I have with me Congressman Pat Fallon from Congressional District 4 here in Texas. Tonight you kicked off your 2024 Town Hall Tour. Why do you do these?
Well, it's the best way to really interact with your bosses.
2 people arrested and charged with endangering a child here in Paris, Texas, after they were found living in a van with a young girl here in this Home Depot parking lot. A 28-year-old man arrested in Oklahoma City for first-degree homicide on Thursday in connection to the 2016 death of a 19-year-old woman. Well, Mandy, it is certainly living up to its name. Hot Summer Nights rocks on this week with yet another performance. We are here in Forest Park in Denison, and what a time to be a music lover here in Texoma. Hot Summer Nights last night, music on Main tonight, and I have with me Donna Dow, director of Denison's Main Street. Donna, who's on cue for this evening? That's right. Today around 2 p.m., Atoka County and Sheriff Tony Head reached a $3.2 million settlement for which the county will be responsible for paying more than $1 million, according to the plaintiff's attorney. The lawsuit alleged that Sheriff Head denied a 60-year-old man medical care while housed in the Atoka County Jail, resulting in his wrongful death. A Denison woman charged with the 2021 murder of her 11-year-old daughter. 39-year-old Candace Cooper confessed to intentionally giving her daughter Harper Butler methadone, which killed her. That's right, guys. There's very little information that we know so far. I'm here at Juniper Point West, just north of Gordonville. It's on the Texas side of Lake Texoma, and I just got here minutes ago. It's obviously very dark. If you can kind of see behind me, the water is right here, and there have been Texas game wardens, all kinds of fire departments here helping get boats out of the water. They're still talking with people. We did talk to one of the Texas game wardens who said there's no information available to us right now. All we do know is that just before 9 o'clock, a call came in that a boat was sinking and capsized. They were searching for people in the water just here off of the Juniper Point West on Lake Texoma. The Sherman Animal Shelter being forced to close temporarily from a distemper outbreak. Sherman police confirmed a positive case of the lethal and highly contagious respiratory disease that affects dogs, raccoons, and ferrets. The shelter will test the remaining dogs, and any infected with the disease will have to be euthanized. The recommendation was made by Oklahoma State Department of Education board members to summarily suspend the teaching certificate of former Ringling High School principal and head football coach Philip Coons. The decision is pending the results of a federal lawsuit accusing Coons of abusing his players. In October of last year, he was charged with outraging public decency, but the former educator has been on administrative leave since February of 2023. Now the Board of Education and Superintendent Ryan Walters are making a motion to change that. The Texas Commission on Environmental Quality is hosting this meeting tonight to take all public comments into consideration before making a final decision about whether or not they're going to approve Black Mountain Dorchester's permit application. Now, this permit is an air quality permit which acknowledges the significant amount of air contaminants that this plant would emit. To begin tonight with breaking news out of Pushmataha County, a report of an aircraft collision just south of Antlers near Cornelius Road. Troopers with the Oklahoma Highway Patrol say they are on scene and can confirm fatalities. Well, that's right, Bob. I'm here in Sherman, Texas, where people have been campaigning outside on these streets for weeks, but today is the final day, and hopefuls for the Grayson County District Attorney are laying it all on the line. We've seen both of them out here this afternoon. A veteran from Minnesota made a stop in Kingston, Oklahoma today on his 1,000-mile walk. We met up with him to learn why.
22 veterans a day take their own lives.
Daniel Crawford was almost a part of that statistic.
A lot of them don't know how to get out of the limbo of life. They get stuck into this not living, not dying mode, drinking themselves to sleep, and that's where I was.
Until he was saved by an organization called 23rd Veteran.
The 23rd Veteran is somebody that's been through the darkness and is out there to help the ones that are still struggling.
The organization's goal is to help veterans living with trauma.
When I think about 22 a day taking their own lives, if I can make one of them smile before that happens, I'll do that.
Daniel Crawford served as a Marine. He got out of the military in 1995, and although he was excited to start a new chapter in his life, get married and have kids, he found himself struggling to cope with trauma and depression.
I am the 23rd Veteran.
Now, 2 years sober, Crawford has set out on a journey to walk 1,000 miles.
These folks, regardless of where they served and when they served or how they served, they volunteered to serve.
To raise awareness and honor the people who give their lives every day. His stop in Kingston, Oklahoma marks 297 miles left on his journey to Marble Falls, Texas.
What we're all about is what he's all about. We're about military.
He's met veterans from all across the country who have helped him every step of the way.
Because the guy's walking 1,000 miles, for God's sake.
To follow along on Daniel's journey and to learn how you can support him, go to our sister station's website at KTEN.com. The attempted assassination of former President Trump on Saturday has already been etched into America's history. We asked locals, where were you the last time a president was shot?
Breaking news, former President Donald Trump is safe and a 20-year-old shooter is dead after a shocking assassination attempt.
First of all, the president is safe. We are told that shots were fired at his party as he left the hotel.
Shots fired at former President Donald Trump at a rally on Saturday. A moment that will go down in political history.
We saw former President Trump being shot, so we just stayed at the hotel all night watching the news until we get the news he's safe.
The last time there was an assassination attempt on a current or former president was 43 years ago.
I just got out of school, I was in 3rd grade. We got in the car, my grandma said the president's been shot.
In 1981, President Ronald Reagan was shot following a speech in Washington, D.C. at the Hilton Hotel.
I was living in Oklahoma, Tulsa. When we heard the news, it was sadness.
About the same thing, we couldn't believe it.
While some political slogans remain similar.
It means make America great again. That's all we want to do.
Together, we'll make America great again. Thank you very much.
Many things have changed in 40 years.
Political tension in general, political polarization in general, has been growing considerably.
When President Reagan was shot, he was 2 months into his presidency. And now former President Trump is campaigning to take back the White House.
But this is a much different race because we have two people who have now both held the presidency running against each other.
This assassination attempt coming just one day before the start of the Republican National Convention.
Just ratchets up the emotional connection that people have to the election. It feels a lot less like a referendum on policy and more like a referendum on fundamental values.